All right, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting lesson. Today, we are going to talk about something very important: how to improve your English speaking skills. I know that many of you want to speak English fluently and confidently, and that's a great goal to have. But let me ask you something. Do you sometimes feel nervous when you speak English? Do you worry about making mistakes? If your answer is yes, don't worry, you are not alone. Many English learners feel the same way, and that's completely normal. Speaking English is one of the most important skills you can learn. Why? Because English is used all around the world. Whether you want to travel, study, or work, being able to communicate in English can open many doors for you. Imagine being able to meet new people, make friends from different countries, and express your thoughts clearly and confidently. Doesn't that sound amazing? Now, you might be thinking, but speaking English is so difficult. Yes, it can feel challenging at first, but remember, every expert was once a beginner. The good news is that speaking English is a skill, and like any other skill, it can be improved with practice. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Speaking English is not about being perfect. It's about expressing yourself and being understood. Mistakes are a part of learning, and they actually help you get better. So, don't be afraid to try. In this lesson, I'm going to share some simple and effective tips that will help you improve your speaking skills step by step. These tips are easy to follow, and if you practice them every day, you will see great improvement. But remember, learning English is not something that happens overnight. It takes time, effort, and patience. The most important thing is to stay consistent and never give up. So, are you ready to start this exciting journey? Let's take the first step together and learn how to become a more confident English speaker. All right, let's talk about the first and most important step to improving your English speaking skills: listening more and speaking more. Many people think that speaking English fluently means learning a lot of grammar rules or memorizing difficult words, but that's not true. The secret to speaking English well is to listen more and speak more. Let me explain why. Listening is the foundation of speaking. Think about how babies learn to talk. They don't start speaking right away, do they? First, they listen to their parents, their family members, and the people around them. They hear words and sounds every day, and over time, they start copying what they hear. Eventually, they begin to speak naturally. The same thing applies to learning English. The more you listen, the more you will understand how words are pronounced, how sentences are formed, and how people naturally speak. So, how can you improve your listening skills? Well, there are many fun and easy ways to do it. You can start by listening to English songs, podcasts, audiobooks, and even watching English movies or TV shows. Choose something that interests you, like your favorite type of music or a fun TV series. When you enjoy what you're listening to, it becomes easier to learn. You can also listen to English news or YouTube channels that focus on topics you like. Try listening to them every day, even if it's just for 10 to 15 minutes. Over time, you'll notice that your ears will get used to the sounds of English, and you will start understanding more words and phrases naturally. Now, listening is important, but just listening is not enough. You need to speak more too. Many English learners are afraid to speak because they think their English is not good enough. But here's the truth. The only way to improve your speaking is by speaking. You don't have to be perfect. Just start speaking with simple sentences. A great way to practice speaking is by having daily conversations. Try talking to your friends, family, or even yourself in English. If you have a friend who is also learning English, you can practice together. If you don't have anyone to practice with, don't worry. You can still practice by speaking out loud to yourself. For example, in the morning, you can say things like, "Today, I am going to work. I need to buy some groceries. It's a beautiful day outside." These small sentences will help you build confidence and become more comfortable speaking English in daily life. Another fun way to practice speaking is by reading aloud. Pick an English book, a newspaper, or even an online article and read it out loud. This will help you improve your pronunciation, your fluency, and your confidence. When you read aloud, you are training your mouth and tongue to produce English sounds correctly. You can also try a technique called shadowing. Shadowing means listening to someone speaking in English and repeating what they say right away. You can do this with YouTube videos, podcasts, or even movies. Choose a short sentence, listen to it carefully, and then try to repeat it exactly the same way. This helps you improve your pronunciation, intonation, and speaking speed. Here are some simple example sentences that you can try saying every day to build your confidence. Hello, how are you today? I am learning English and I want to get better. Can I have a cup of coffee, please? My favorite hobby is reading books. I enjoy watching movies in my free time. I want to travel to different countries and meet new people. Try saying these sentences out loud every day. You can even stand in front of a mirror and practice. This will help you feel more confident and comfortable when speaking to others. Remember, the key to improving your speaking skills is to speak as much as possible. Don't wait for the perfect moment or until you feel ready. Just start speaking today. Mistakes are okay. Every mistake you make is a step toward improving your English. The more you practice, the better you will become. So, from today onwards, make a promise to yourself. I will listen more, and I will speak more. With time, effort, and regular practice, you will see amazing progress in your English speaking skills. Now, let's move on to the next important step in improving your English speaking skills: thinking in English. This step is very important because many learners face a common problem. They try to translate every word from their native language to English in their mind before speaking. Does this sound familiar to you? If you often find yourself thinking in your native language first, and then trying to find the right English words, don't worry, you're not alone. Many English learners do this, and it's completely normal. But if you want to speak more fluently and naturally, you need to start thinking directly in English. Why is translating a problem? Well, when you translate every word, it slows you down. You might take a long time to form sentences, and sometimes the sentence structure in your native language is different from English. This can make your speech sound unnatural or confusing. Also, when you translate, you often get stuck searching for the right words, which can make you feel nervous or frustrated. That's why it's important to train your brain to think in English. When you think in English, speaking becomes much easier and faster because you don't have to stop and translate in your head. So, how can you start thinking in English? Don't worry. I've got some simple and easy techniques that you can use every day to help you switch your thoughts from your native language to English. 1. Start with simple words and phrases. If you are used to thinking in your native language, it can be difficult to switch to English right away. So, start small. Try to think about simple things in English, like everyday objects around you. For example, when you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking, "I need to brush my teeth," in your native language, say it in English. Look around your room and name things in English in your mind. For example, "This is my bed. I am going to the kitchen. I need to drink some water." These small thoughts may seem simple, but they will help train your brain to think in English naturally. 2. Describe your day in English. Another great way to start thinking in English is by describing your daily activities. As you go about your day, try to create sentences in your head about what you are doing. For example, when you are eating breakfast, think, "I am eating toast and eggs for breakfast." "I like drinking tea in the morning. I will go to work at 9 o'clock. You can also plan your day in English. Think about what you need to do and say it to yourself in English. For example, "Today, I have a meeting in the afternoon. I need to buy some vegetables from the market. I will call my friend after work." The more you do this, the easier it will be to form sentences in English without translating. 3. Change the language of your devices. One easy way to help yourself think in English is to change the language on your phone, computer, or social media apps to English. This way, you will see English words every day, and your brain will get used to them. For example, when you see notifications on your phone, you will naturally read them in English instead of your native language. This is a simple but effective trick to surround yourself with English and make it a part of your daily life. 4. Practice. Speaking to yourself. Talking to yourself is a great way to practice thinking in English. Stand in front of a mirror and pretend you are having a conversation. You can talk about your day, your plans, or even your feelings. For example, you can say, "Today, I feel happy because I finished my work early. I am excited to watch a new movie tonight. I need to clean my room later." By doing this regularly, your brain will get used to forming sentences in English without the need for translation. 5. Use English. When you think about your feelings, many people think in their native language when they are feeling emotions, but you can train yourself to think in English too. For example, if you are feeling tired, instead of thinking, "I'm so tired" in your native language, try to say it in English. Practice expressing your emotions in English with simple phrases like, "I am feeling happy today. I am a little tired right now. I feel nervous before my presentation." By doing this, you will get used to thinking in English even during emotional moments. 6. Learn and use. Common English phrases. Sometimes we don't think in full sentences. We use short phrases or expressions in our daily lives. Learning common English phrases will help you think in English faster. For example, instead of thinking, "I don't know" in your native language and then translating, learn to say it directly in English. Some useful phrases you can use every day are, "Let me check. I'm not sure. That sounds great. What do you think?" The more you use these phrases in your daily thoughts, the faster you will start thinking in English. 7. Be patient and keep practicing. Learning to think in English takes time, and it won't happen overnight. You might find it difficult at first, but don't give up. The more you practice, the better you will get. Just like any skill, thinking in English requires daily effort. So, be patient with yourself and keep trying every day. 8. Challenge yourself. Finally, challenge yourself to use English in different situations. Try writing a short diary entry in English at the end of the day. For example, write about what you did, what you liked, and what your plans are for tomorrow. This will not only improve your thinking skills, but also help with your writing. So, to sum up, thinking in English is a powerful way to improve your speaking skills. It helps you speak faster, sound more natural, and feel more confident. Start with small steps, practice every day, and soon you will notice a big improvement in the way you speak English. Remember, don't translate. Think in English. Keep practicing, and you will see great results. All right, everyone. Let's move on to the next important step in improving your English speaking skills: expanding your vocabulary. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to say something in English, but you didn't know the right word? You might have an idea in your mind, but you just can't find the words to express it. It's frustrating, right? That's why having a strong vocabulary is so important. The more words you know, the easier it will be to express yourself clearly and confidently. Why is vocabulary important? Well, think of vocabulary as the building blocks of a language. Imagine you are building a house. If you don't have enough bricks, you can't complete the house. Similarly, if you don't know enough words, it becomes difficult to form sentences and have meaningful conversations. Expanding your vocabulary will not only help you speak better, but also improve your listening, reading, and writing skills. But here's the good news. You don't need to learn thousands of words all at once. Learning just a few new words every day can make a big difference over time. Let's talk about some simple and effective ways to expand your vocabulary and start using new words in your daily conversations. One of the best ways to expand your vocabulary is to make it a daily habit. Just like exercising keeps your body fit, learning new words every day keeps your English skills sharp. You can start by learning 3 to 5 new words each day. That's not too much, right? Even if you are busy, you can easily remember a few words. But how do you find new words? There are many ways to do it. You can read English books, newspapers, or articles online. Whenever you see a new word, write it down. Use a dictionary or a vocabulary app to discover new words. Listen to English podcasts or watch TV shows and note down interesting words you hear. Follow English learning social media pages that share word of the day posts. Let me give you an example. Imagine you learn a new word today: curious. Curious means wanting to know more about something. Now, instead of just memorizing the word, try to use it in your daily thoughts and conversations. You can say, "I am curious about learning new languages." My little brother is very curious about animals. By using the word in real-life situations, you will remember it better and feel more comfortable using it when you speak. And it's easier to experiment with new words and phrases without worrying too much about mistakes. Plus, speaking with someone helps you get real-time feedback and corrections. So, how can you practice English with your friends effectively? Have regular English conversations. Make it a habit to speak English with your friends every day, even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes. You can set a rule like, "Every day at lunch we will only speak in English," or "Let's practice English every evening for 15 minutes." It doesn't have to be a long conversation. What's important is that you stay consistent. Start with simple topics like, "What did you do today? What's your favorite movie? What are your weekend plans? Even if you make mistakes, don't stop. Encourage each other to keep going. The more you speak, the more natural it will feel. Play speaking games. Learning English doesn't have to be serious all the time. You can make it fun by playing speaking games with your friends. Some great games include 20 questions. One person thinks of an object, and the other asks yes/no questions to guess what it is. Story building. Each person adds one sentence to create a fun story together. Would you rather? Ask each other funny or interesting questions like, would you rather travel to the past or the future? These games are a great way to practice speaking in a relaxed and enjoyable way. Role-playing conversations, practicing different real-life scenarios with your friends is an excellent way to prepare for actual situations. You can role-play common situations such as ordering food at a restaurant, introducing yourself to a new friend, asking for directions in a city, talking about your job in an interview. For example, one of you can pretend to be a waiter, and the other can order food. This way, you'll learn useful vocabulary and get comfortable with everyday conversations. Join an English speaking club. If you and your friends are serious about improving your English, consider joining or creating an English speaking club. Many communities and online platforms have English groups where people meet to practice speaking. You can join these groups and participate in discussions, debates, and storytelling sessions. Now, what if you don't have friends to practice with? Don't worry, you can still practice by yourself. Let's talk about some great ways to do that. Practicing alone is just as effective as practicing with others. It helps you build confidence, improve your pronunciation, and develop your fluency at your own pace. Here are some simple but powerful ways to practice speaking English on your own. Talk to yourself in front of a mirror. One of the best ways to practice English alone is by talking to yourself in front of a mirror. This method is great because it allows you to focus on your pronunciation, facial expressions, and body language. When you look at yourself while speaking, you can see how you express your ideas and work on improving your confidence. Here's how you can do it. 1. Stand in front of a mirror and choose a topic such as my daily routine. 2. Start speaking in English, describing what you do every day. For example, every morning I wake up at 7 a.m. Then I brush my teeth and have breakfast. 3. Watch your expressions and practice speaking clearly and confidently. If you feel stuck, don't worry. Just take a deep breath and keep going. Over time, you'll get better and more comfortable. Describe your surroundings. Another great way to practice speaking alone is by describing what you see around you. Whether you're at home, in a park, or at a cafe, take a moment to look around and describe everything in English. For example, if you're in your room, you can say, there is a table in front of me. My phone is on the table. The walls are painted white. This simple exercise helps you think in English and improves your vocabulary. Record yourself. Speaking. Recording yourself speaking is a fantastic way to track your progress and identify areas for improvement. Choose a topic, record yourself speaking about it for a few minutes, and then listen to your recording. Ask yourself, do I speak clearly? Did I use the correct grammar? How can I improve my pronunciation? Over time, you will notice improvements and feel more confident speaking English. Practice. Speaking with AI assistants, Technology can be a great tool for practicing English. Use virtual assistants like Siri, Google Assistant, or Alexa to have short conversations in English. You can ask questions like, "What's the weather like today? Can you tell me a fun fact? How do you say thank you in Spanish?" These small interactions will help you get used to forming sentences and speaking naturally. Read aloud. Every day. Reading aloud is another great way to improve your pronunciation and fluency. Choose an English book, newspaper, or article and read it out loud. Pay attention to how you pronounce each word and try to speak clearly. For example, you can read a paragraph from your favorite book and then summarize it in your own words. This will help you develop your speaking skills and build your confidence. Set daily speaking goals. To stay motivated, set small speaking goals for yourself. For example, you can challenge yourself to speak in English for 10 minutes every day. Learn and use 5 new words in a conversation. Whether you're practicing with friends or by yourself, the key is to speak as much as possible. The more you practice, the better you'll become. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. Just keep going, stay consistent, and have fun with the learning process. So starting today, try to find a practice buddy or set aside some time to talk to yourself. Remember, every little effort counts, and with practice, you'll soon see amazing improvements in your English speaking skills. Many people feel nervous when they speak English because they are afraid of making mistakes. They think, what if I say something wrong? What if people laugh at me? But mistakes are a normal part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes when they learn something new. Even native English speakers make mistakes sometimes. Mistakes help us learn. When you make a mistake, you can understand what went wrong and try again. This helps you improve. If you never make mistakes, it means you are not trying enough. So, do not be afraid. Speak as much as you can. If you say something wrong, it's okay. The important thing is to keep practicing. Sometimes people stop speaking because they are afraid of looking silly. But remember, people will not laugh at you. Most people will understand that you are learning. They will respect you for trying. It's better to speak with mistakes than to stay silent. If you want to become good at speaking English, you have to practice. And when you practice, you will make mistakes. This is completely normal. Every mistake you make is a step closer to becoming better. Think about children learning to walk. They fall many times before they can walk properly. But they don't stop trying. They keep going until they can walk without falling. Learning English is the same. You might make mistakes, but if you keep trying, you will get better and better. So don't let mistakes stop you. Keep speaking, keep learning, and one day you will speak English fluently and confidently. Learning to speak English takes time and effort, but with daily practice you can improve step by step. The most important thing is to keep going. Even if you feel like you are not improving, remember that every small effort counts. When you practice a little every day, you will see progress over time. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Speak whenever you can, at home, with friends, or even to yourself. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Mistakes are a natural part of learning, so don't be afraid to try. Keep speaking, keep learning, and enjoy the process. Believe in yourself and stay motivated. You have the ability to become a good English speaker if you stay consistent and patient. I wish you the best of luck on your English learning journey. Keep practicing every day, and soon you will achieve your goals. You can do it.